I, many people, interpret the idea of sponsorship differently. I don't view any of my content as sponsorship. I do accept food sent to me to review, and it certainly does influence how quickly I do review that type of food. But I don't receive payment or any type of traditional sponsorship, mainly because I'm a review site and because I don't want to lose my objectivity.
And then Danielle, with Child Hunger Ends Here, how would you say, is that sponsored content, original content? How would you maybe explain that, the difference in the line between it, and then maybe some of the other posts and other brands you work with as well?
That's a really interesting line, because obviously with the FTC regulations and how we are supposed to disclose what we're doing, whenever something was sent to me in the past, I always said this was sent to me, and it was sent to me because somebody thought it would be a good fit for my life. For the Child Hunger Ends Here, it's different because I don't take payment to review a product. But the amount of work that I put into the campaign, I was compensated for, but for my purposes, I do a lot of original content on my site, and I try very hard to make sure that anytime I am talking about any business or product or brand, that it fits within my life. So I did a post recently, the rally that I did for Child Hunger, we chose to do a lemonade stand. And I did a lemonade stand with my kids because one of the most important portions of that particular campaign for my purposes was making sure that my kids understand how important it is to give back. So I took what Child Hunger Ends Here is doing and I wrapped it in my life. And then I turn around and I share it because I think that's the best way for me to be providing content and to be letting people know how I really feel about something. That's the goal.
Mm-hmm. And then Esther, with Weight Watchers, for instance, how do you be able to communicate that to your audience as well?
I create content for Weight Watchers, and that lives outside of my site, so that's one way that it works well for me. They have, a Facebook page and YouTube channel and all these different social sites, but they don't have the content for it. They don't want to just put up commercials of their company. They want to have authentic voices. I lost 70 pounds with the company. I documented my experience, so I'm an authentic voice in the community that can speak to their brand's message.
I love it all. I really do. I have found that so many things that have happened to me in the past year and a half have happened as a result of Twitter, which seems kind of funny, except for the fact that I put myself out there on Twitter and I start having these conversations with people, and my goal on Twitter is to be exactly as I am online as I am in person, so that when we engage online, you think it would be interesting to meet me, and then once we meet, I'm that same person. For me, obviously, the blog is a lot more. It takes a lot more time, a lot more energy. I can share little snippets of my life on Twitter, and I also use Twitter kind of like I use Google. To me, Twitter's like Google with a heart. I can ask you, what's the best restaurant in Raleigh? I can say, hey, I'm heading to New York, where should I stay? I'm saying, hey, I'm having trouble opening my brand new MacBook. How do I do this? And people answer. YouTube I love because it is that face-to-face engagement. I hope that it gives you an opportunity to see who I am and what I stand for and what I'm about, and again, gives you that face-to-face. There are so many new things that I am looking forward to delving more deeply into, but also, like Esther, Facebook is closer to me. Twitter is a wider group. I wouldn't necessarily recognize everyone that I follow on Twitter or that they follow me. Facebook, I would hope that if we were Facebook friends that I would recognize you when you walked up.
I also leverage every possible network I can. Although my main content is strictly video, what you should know is when I publish that video on my site, it also publishes to over 30 different video sites. And so I use Google Reader and Google Alerts to monitor, because there's no way I can respond to comments everywhere. So what I do is I go where the majority of my community is, which typically is YouTube or iTunes or in other places, my site. But I think the big takeaway is you have to talk to every group differently. Sometimes there's overlap, sometimes there isn't. But be omnipresent is a big thing when it comes to video, more so than the blogging culture in the past, where it was, here, come to my site, come here, come here, come here. Now it's, yes, I have a site, but I push it to everyone. Yeah.
That's really great. I mean, talking about from mobile to Twitter to video, so I think that definitely talks about where we're heading next.